If your meatloaf or polpettone always turns out a bit dry or boring, this recipe will change that. We're making an Italian-style meatloaf that stays incredibly juicy and finishing it with a sweet and spicy American BBQ glaze. This is my terrace version of a classic Italian polpettone, cooked low and slow on the smoker. The base is 100% Italian: ground beef, Italian sausage, Parmigiano Reggiano, and breadcrumbs. Then we finish it in a very American way: applewood smoke and a sticky BBQ glaze on top. In a large bowl, I combine ground beef and Italian sausage, then season everything with my favorite rub. The rub gives us that spicy backbone that pairs perfectly with Italian flavors. Then I add a generous handful of grated Parmigiano Reggiano plus one egg to bind everything together. When the egg is absorbed, I add breadcrumbs just until the mixture holds its shape but still feels soft and moist. This is one of the secrets to keeping it juicy. Don't pack it too tight and don't overload it with breadcrumbs. To shape it, I use plastic wrap and roll it up like a giant Italian loaf. Let it rest in the refrigerator while the grill heats up. This keeps the loaf firm and even and helps it maintain its shape in the smoker. Now the barbecue is set for indirect cooking at 170 degrees Celsius, and I'm filling the hopper with applewood pellets for a gentle sweet smoke that won't overpower our Italian base. For the side dish, I'm making smoked mashed potatoes. I wash whole potatoes and place them directly on the hot grill to pick up that smoke. Back to the polpettone. I remove the plastic wrap, brush on a thin layer of mustard so the rub can really stick, and coat it generously on all sides. This rub will create a beautiful crust that holds our American glaze later. I place the loaf in the smoker and insert a temperature probe. The target is around 65 degrees Celsius internal. After about 30 minutes, the potatoes are nicely smoked. I finish cooking them in boiling water until tender. First, I cut them down the middle. This incision will help us peel them later. Then, I peel them easily using the cut we made earlier. I mash them, add butter, grated Parmesan cheese, and then hot milk. The more milk you add, the softer and creamier the mash becomes. This smoky mashed potatoes is simple, but it tastes like true Italian comfort food with a touch of barbecue. Now for the American part of the recipe. I mix a classic sweet BBQ sauce with a spicier one to get the perfect balance of sweet and heat. Then I glaze the Italian meatloaf generously. This is where Italy and the USA really meet on the plate. An Italian polpettone base, finished with a shiny American BBQ glaze. I let the sauce set in the smoker so it becomes sticky and caramelized. Once the loaf reaches our target temperature, I let it rest for a few minutes, then slice it. You can see how juicy it is. No dry meatloaf here. Inside we've got the Italian flavors from the sausage and Parmigiano. Outside we've got that smoky rub and the American glaze. A big spoonful of smoked mashed potatoes on the side, and this Italian-American BBQ plate is ready. Time for a bite. On the outside, the glaze gives you that sweet and spicy American BBQ kick. Inside, the Italian meat stays tender, cheesy, and full of flavor. Honestly, one slice leads to another. And the best part? Just like traditional polpettone, this is amazing hot, but it's also perfect cold the next day in a sandwich. Now I want to know from you. Are you team classic American meatloaf or team Italian polpettone? Tell me in the comments and let me know how you would create your own fusion version. I'll see you at the next Terrace BBQ.